Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Matt Moy, winemaker for Vincent Arroyo Family Winery, and I'm here at our Lone Tree Ranch. This is our fourth segment of showcasing our vineyards for you guys out there. As you can see, the Lone Tree behind me, that's where the ranch gets its name. The ranch was bought by Vincent and Marjorie probably about 10 years ago. And when they bought it, it was a Christmas tree farm. So we had a lot of overgrown trees that were in this vineyard, and we took all the Christmas trees down, but we left the one redwood that was growing in the vineyard, and that's what you see there behind me. This is literally right across the street from the winery, so not very far from the tasting room. But this is the vineyard that we use for our Sangiovese. So I'm going to show you some of our Sangiovese vineyard here. The Sangiovese is an Italian varietal. It is the most planted grape in Italy. If you've had Chianti, this is the base for that particular wine. Typically, Sangiovese is going to be your lighter bodied wine, usually lighter in color for us. But let's go look at some of the fruit over here. We are finally in bloom, so we get to see the little flowering going on in the vineyard, which is exciting. As you can see here, there's the little flowers that are going to be pollinated and then turning into grapes. So that's starting in this vineyard. I saw some in the Syrah when I was coming down the driveway today too. So it looks like we're getting close to flowering throughout the vineyards, and it's a good time for it because the heat is supposed to be picking back up next week. We're going to see the 90s here in Calistoga, so it's definitely warming up, and summer is fast approaching. Unfortunately, our tasting room is still closed, but we hope to be opening up pretty soon. Napa County did start opening up restaurants yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago it's been. And so that's a good sign that we're moving in the right direction. So hopefully we'll be able to share our tasting room with you in the coming weeks. Once we are able to do that, we will definitely let you guys know. And we're still working on our tasting room in terms of figuring out how to make it more safe for everybody. So hopefully when that's all said and done, we'll get on another video and show you the new digs and show you that we are taking this seriously, and we are excited to see you back. So let's go taste some of our Sangiovese. I'm going to go there and pour me some of this wine. This is going to be the 2017 Sangiovese. Unfortunately, it's all sold out. So if you want to buy any of it today, it's not going to be coming back out until we have a library release of this, probably in the next couple years. That being said, we do have some library Sangiovese available on our website. I think we have some 2011 and 2014. Not much. Sangiovese is one of those varietals that goes pretty quick at our winery. We don't make a whole lot of it. This was 11 barrels, so it's a smaller production wine for us, but it's a hot cellar. We're fortunate to be able to own all of our own vineyards and be able to produce Sangiovese. Typically, Sangiovese is one of your lower price point wines, and when you have Napa real estate, you definitely want to maximize your profit off those particular vineyards. And so a lot of farmers that had Sangiovese in the past have converted a lot of it over to Cabernet to make more money. And so luckily for Vincent Arroyo Family Winery, we have our own vineyards, and Vince has been gracious enough to keep this vineyard going and be able to put out this fantastic Sangiovese. So let me pour a glass here and see how it's tasting. Sangiovese is another varietal that we don't use a whole lot of wood on. So typically they're more neutral barrels, meaning there's older barrels that we store the wine in. Most likely it's an American oak, but again, they're not going to get any of that oaky flavor in the wine due to the fact that it's neutral. I'd say about 5 to 6 year old barrels is where we're seeing our Sangiovese. Nice spice to it. This is going to be your red sauce wine. So spaghetti, lasagna, any of those pizza pasta dishes is just going to pair really, really well. As you see, the color's not like Cab or Petite, but it's nice. It's very easy drinking. It's very good food wine. If you are new to wine, it's probably a better wine to start off with because it's more palatable to a non-wine drinker. This wine, like I said, we've been making Sangiovese probably for at least 20 years. So it's been in our stable for a while, but we don't have, like say, a whole lot of it. This parcel here is about 2.5 acres. We probably harvested about 5 to 6 tons of this grape last season. So we'll see. I mean, this is very vigorous out here, so we may have to drop a little bit of the fruit. I'm seeing a lot of clusters out here that we may have to cut down on so that we can get better ripening. But we'll have to make that decision more when it gets closer to veraison, when those grapes turn from green to red, which is probably going to be mid-July. So we'll see where we're at there in terms of how much Sangiovese we're going to be able to pull in for the 2020 harvest. So I'm going to go to the front of the ranch, and we're going to check out our Petit Verdot, which is a component of our bodega, which we showcased last week. We don't have a whole lot of it. I'll show you that little patch, and we'll go on from there. Okay, so right now we're in the front of the Lone Tree Ranch. We're in our Petit Verdot patch. Petit Verdot is a Bordeaux varietal, meaning that it's a grape that's grown in Bordeaux, France. It's where most of the origination came from. Like I said in earlier episodes, this is one of 5 Bordeauxs that are grown in Bordeaux. So you have Merlot, Cab, Petit Verdot, Malbec, and Cab Franc. So those are the 5 varietals that make up Bordeaux. We use the Petit Verdot here in a Bordeaux blend that we call Bodega, which is our chocolate lab. We don't have a whole lot of it. This is the whole block of it, and I want to say it's only probably less than 100 plants. So we don't get a whole lot, but it does give a little bit of that dark inky color that we see in the Bodega blend. That's what we're looking for. Petit Verdot is a great wine in itself, but it can be very highly tannic. And so what we've seen in our vineyard is that tends to be the case. So we haven't been able to use it as a straight varietal because of that. It makes as a better blender for us. So the Petit Verdot, let's see, is it blooming yet? Yes, there is some bloom. So see right in there, if you can see it on them. There we go. So it's just blooming too. So we're excited to see all this growth and going on in the vineyards right now, because it's showing that we're going to make it some good wines coming up, and the weather's turning great. It's a beautiful day here in Calistoga. As far as everyone at the winery is concerned, everyone's doing great. We're still working. We're still fortunately be able to do things production-wise. So Mario's in there working, and I think David and Teddy and Jeff and Amy, and we're doing great, staying healthy, staying safe. Adrian's home with the boys, homeschooling with them, so she's ready for her break, hopefully in the next week or so. So get back to whatever summer's going to be, but we're doing great. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. We do have our library still open, so feel free to jump online and check out what we still have available. We are shipping throughout the country. We are shifting some of our shipments to temperature control. So if you are getting to a place where it's getting quite warm, give Amy a call, and she can rearrange to have it delivered in a different method so it stays nice and cool and it's transit out to you. So we have one more ranch to showcase. That's next week on the Grand Street Ranch. That's typically our blender ranch. So we'll show you the different grapes that we're using in the different blends that we make here at Vincent Arroyo Family Winery. And with that being said, I have a garbage truck backing up in the driveway, so I got to get out of the way. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and drink some good wine. Cheers, everybody.